For the second set of instructional videos, here are the lessons in English.
Hello everyone! I am Cesare Pascual Espiritu from Kaalibangbangan Integrated School, your learning facilitator for this episode of DepEd Hour Tele-Turuan. Our topic for this episode is to identify the purpose, key structural language features of various informational or factual text. How are you today? I am sure that all of you are having a good time watching and listening to me. Today's lesson will discuss the purpose of various informational text. Now, let the learning process begin. Whenever you hear the word informational, what is the first thing that pops up in your mind? Wow, you said it right. Informational means knowledge obtained from study, and this episode of Tele-Turuan will give us information to identify the key purpose of various texts in a selection read. Are you ready to learn? Let's get it on! Now, I have here a short selection. You have to listen attentively and be ready for the comprehension check after listening to it. President Rodrigo Roa Duterte was born on March 28, 1945 in Maasin, Southern Leyte of Vicente Duterte and Soledad Roa, who were both civil servants. His mother was a public school teacher while his father was a government worker. He graduated in 1968 with a Bachelor of Arts degree in Political Science at the Lyceum of the Philippines University and obtained a law degree from San Beda College of Law in 1972. He passed the bar exam that same year. He is among the longest-serving mayors in the Philippines and has been mayor of Davao City for 7 terms. On May 9, 2016, he won a landslide victory as the 16th President of the Philippines. He was officially proclaimed by a joint session of the Philippine Congress on May 30, 2016. He is the first president from Mindanao and the first local chief executive to get elected straight to the office of the president. Did you understand the selection? I am sure that you did. And now, let us answer the following questions. What is the whole text about? Good. The selection talks about the life of President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. When was President Rodrigo Roa Duterte born? Yes, he was born March 28, 1945. Who were the parents of our president? Correct. His parents were Vicente Duterte and Soledad Roa. When did Rodrigo Roa Duterte win as president in our country? You got it! He won the presidency last May 9, 2016. When was his proclamation as official president in the Philippines? Good job! He was officially proclaimed on the 30th of May, 2016. Wonderful job, kiddos! Your answers are all correct. And do you know that through your answers, you can get important information that you need in giving the exact summary of the text that you have listened to? Yes, kids, you heard it right. Today, we will give emphasis to informational text. Informational text is defined as text with the primary purpose of expressing information about arts, sciences, or social studies. This text ranges from newspaper and magazine articles to digital information to nonfiction trade books to textbooks and reference materials. In other words, children, it is a nonfiction writing written with the intention of informing the reader about a specific topic. It is typically found in magazines, science or history books, autobiographies, and instruction manuals. There are specifically 4 types of informational text, namely literary nonfiction text, expository text, argument or persuasion text, and procedural text. What are those types again, kids? Very good. Now, let's get to it one by one. First, literary nonfiction. It includes shorter text such as personal essay, speeches, opinion pieces, essays about art or literature, biographies, memoirs, journalism, and historical, scientific, technical, or economic accounts, including digital sources written for a broad audience. Literary nonfiction also contains facts, but is meant to entertain the reader in the way literary nonfiction reads like fiction and has story elements like character, setting, and plot. Second, expository text utilizes various text structures such as description, cause and effect, comparison and contrast, problem and solution, question and answer, and temporal sequence. Expository text is a type of informational text that provides factual information about a topic using a clear, non-narrative organizational structure with a major topic and supporting information. Third, procedural text provides step-by-step guidelines that describe how to complete a task. It instructs your audience on how to complete a specific task. Procedural writing is also referred to as a process analysis essay. It gives step-by-step instructions. A procedural text is a written instruction that has the main purpose to tell the reader how to make or do something. The structure of a procedural text is often a title corresponding to what is going to be explained, followed by the list of materials needed, then a list of step-by-step instruction, each one of them explained clearly in order to be understandable by the reader. And lastly, argument or persuasion text. It provides evidence with the intent of influencing the beliefs or actions of the target audience. A persuasive text is any text where the main purpose is to present a point of view and seeks to persuade a reader. A persuasive text can be an argument, exposition, discussion, review, or even an advertisement. It is a form of nonfiction writing which aims to convince the reader to a certain point of view. Newspaper columns are good examples of persuasive text. Wow! We did it! We already know that the 4 types of informational text. Now, all together, let us recall What are those for again? Literary nonfiction, expository text, procedural text, an argument or persuasion text. Great job! I believe that at this very moment, you are learning. Great! Do you want to know more, children? Wow, great! When we return, let us know if you truly understand what we have discussed with a game. I am sure you are all excited. So, just relax and we will be back after short reminders from our station. Hi again! How are you? Are you ready now for a short game? I can't hear you. Yay! I know that you are all ready. So here is the direction. I will show a group of words and what you are going to do is to raise your thumbs up if the statement is true and put it down if the given statement is false. Clear? Ready? Let us start now. Number 1. Biographies and essays are examples of literary nonfiction. In 3, 2, 1, thumbs up or down? Good. Thumbs up. And this type of informational text is, yes, literary nonfiction text. Great start, kids! Moving on to number 2. Argument or persuasive text provides step-by-step guidelines that describe how to complete a task. Ready? Thumbs up or down? Yes, thumbs down. Why? Because it is not an argument or persuasive text that provides step-to-step guidelines on how to complete a task, but a procedural text. You are all doing great. Next is number 3. Comparison and contrast is one of the structures of expository text. Go! Thumbs up or thumbs down? Yes, thumbs up. It is the expository text that includes the comparison and contrast of one's structure. And finally, let us have the last number. Procedural text provide evidence with the intent of influencing beliefs. In 3, 2, 1, go! Thumbs up or thumbs down? Very good. Thumbs down. Why? Because the informational text that provides evidence with the intent of influencing belief is an argument or persuasion text. Who got the perfect score? Wow, very good. I know that all of you got a perfect score, and with that, let us give everyone a kudos, salute. Let's try it again. Kudos, salute. Do you want another game? Are you sure? Game. At this point, you will identify whether the given short selection is an example of expository text, procedural text, literary nonfiction, or argument or persuasion text. Prepare your flashcards with you and write your answers in it. Ready? Listen attentively. Number 1. Junk food is very harmful that is slowly eating away the health of the present generation. The term itself denotes how dangerous it is for our bodies. Most importantly, it tastes so good that people consume it daily. However, not much awareness is spread about the harmful effects of junk food. The problem is more serious than you think. Various studies show that junk foods impacts our health negatively. They contain higher levels of calories, fats, and sugar. On the contrary, they have very low amounts of healthy nutrients and lack dietary fibers. Parents must discourage their children from consuming junk food because of ill effects it has on one's health. Raise your flashcards now. Very good. The answer is argument or persuasion text. This type of selection provides evidence with the intent of influencing the beliefs or actions of the target audience. Number 2. Dr. Jose Protasio Rizal was born in the town of Calamba, Laguna, on the 19th of June, 1861. The second son and the seventh among the 11 children of Francisco Mercado and Teodora Alonso. He began his early education at home with his mother as his first teacher and continued in Biñan, Laguna. He entered a Jesuit-run Ateneo Municipal de Manila in 1872 and obtained a bachelor's degree with highest honors in 1876. He studied medicine at the University of Santo Tomas but had to stop because he felt that the Filipino students were being discriminated by their Dominican tutors. He went to Madrid to Universidad Central de Madrid, and in 1885, at the age of 24, he finished his course in philosophy and letters with a grade of excellent. Show your answers now. Let me see. Yes, this selection is in literary nonfiction text. Why? Because it contains facts, but it is meant to entertain the reader. In this way, literary nonfiction reads like fiction and has story elements like character, setting, and plot. My kids, you are all doing great. Moving on to number 3. Whole year round, typhoon occurs. It is necessary to be prepared for the coming of any typhoon as predicted. First and foremost, inspect your house if it needs to be repaired or fixed. Then, clean up the house drainage system to avoid blockage. Next, store an adequate supply of food and water good for a few days. Ensure that appliances should be placed in an elevated position. They might be damaged if water can penetrate into them and in case floodwater rushes into your house. Lastly, always keep flashlights, candles, batteries, and first aid supplies. Let me see your answers, children. Wow, you got it. This time of selection is an example of procedural text, simply because it provides step-by-step guidelines that describe how to complete a task. Number 4. The moon and the sun are both bright, round objects in the sky. Indeed, viewed from the Earth's surface, both appear as similarly sized disks. That said, however, they are otherwise very different. The sun is a star, while the moon is a giant mass of cloud and dust that collapsed because of its gravity. When it did, the material that pulled into the center formed the sun. When the Earth was formed in the early solar system, it didn't have a moon. The moon was likely created when a large planet collided with the Earth. The resulting particle cloud rose and eventually condensed. And as expected, you did it, children! The answer is expository text. The selection provides factual information about a topic using a clear, non-narrative organizational structure with a major topic and supporting information. After conquering all the activities, how do you feel, children? Wow, good! It seems that everyone did a great job in identifying the purpose, key structural language features of various informational or factual text. Before we end this episode, let me remind you that you have a task to do. You will cut out a sample of short selection from old newspaper or magazine for each type of informational text. Children, do this in your spare time. Well, that's it for this episode. I hope that you learned something from me. And remember, reading is always uplifting. So always read and discover the beauty in it. I am Cesare Pascual Espiritu, your learning facilitator. Till next time, smile!